Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Out on the edge of the battle and back, we've carried the weight and we've walked every track. From desert dust to the fire at home, we've learned how to fight, how to stand alone. But no one tells you what comes after the war. When silence is louder than the guns we bore, that's where we speak, that's where we heal. Stories too real for Hollywood reels. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, when warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. It ain't all medals and waving flags. There's pain in the silence and weight in the bags. But we've got a mic and a mission to share, to tell the damn truth, cause somebody's gotta care. We laugh, we cry, we cuss, we pray. We honor the ones who ain't here today. From basic to battle and back to the block, this is our rhythm of round table talk. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, when warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Still heavy in dreams out of reach, for the lessons the textbooks could never teach. We're sounding off, no filter, no prep. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. So if you're born with boots or love someone who did, if you swallowed your hurt and kept it all hid, pull up a chair, you're not alone. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, where courage meets scars and raw honesty. This is our anthem, our truth intercept. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the ones still standing and those we've lost yet, for every single story we'll never forget. We speak so others won't forget. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Real talk, real facts, real life. HomeFront Sitrep podcast, where the mission continues.
Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Dude, it has been a roller coaster of emotions this past week. Oh, man. I do not need to watch hockey, specifically men or women's U.S. hockey, in the gold medal match ever again. Holy cow.
Dude, both of those games were friggin' phenomenal. To go into overtime like they did.
Well, it's crazy. So, the guys scored within the first minute of their game. And then I think the women scored early too, and then Canada came back and scored same way with the US. And then it goes into overtime, right? And it's like, oh my Lord. And just the way that it was, I mean, the goalie got an assist in the overtime. How crazy is that?
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I know at one point today when I was watching the men's game, Canada had 5 on the ice and US had 2, because we had 2 in the penalty box. And we held them. I was like, holy cow, okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah. The goalie for the US was unbelievable. One of the last stops that he had in the third. Dude, I mean, you got Taves, one of the best handlers in the game, one of the best shooters in the game right now, who is over his leg, right over his leg pad, and then the goalie's got his stick in between and stopping. Oh, dude.
No, it was.
Yeah. I mean, the boys sleep late on the weekends, and I really don't care. But when that goal was scored, I friggin' let it go.
Yeah, you let it go and woke them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great game. I mean, I was sitting there
Well,
watching it.
Tyler Reddick just won the race with a
Oh,
wrecked race car in
dang,
overtime. Yeah,
dang,
like he didn't even have a right front fender.
that
So
sucks
that's
for
two
Bubba
in a
Wallace.
row. 2 in a row for him. 2 in a row for 2311 Motorsports. Man, I mean, and that's been. I mean, this weekend's racing's been great too. So I mean, everything that's been going on in sports this week has been
Phenomenal.
simply, yeah,
That's phenomenal.
yeah. I mean, absolutely,
Phenomenal.
it has been.
No,
Yeah,
man,
it's been crazy. And then of course getting ready to for this week, the wife and I head to DC, and we've got some a visit that we're making to a prominent house in DC, and then we've got the gala as well on Friday night. So dude, it's just gonna be crazy. I gotta get the beard trimmed down, gotta get a haircut, and look,
you gotta get those ears lowered.
Semi proper,
Yeah, no, oh, you got a pretty decent trip coming up to DC.
Yeah.
And you get to go to the prominent house up there, and then the Soldiers of Sideline Gala that you're going to go to as a soldier coach, which is
Yeah.
super cool. Last year you won Soldier Coach of the Month for January, which was super cool. And it's a great time when you're hanging up there with Harrison Bernstein and his crew up there at Soldiers of Sideline, and then you get to go to DC as well. So man, it's super cool.
Yeah, and I have friends up there, and I've already reconnected with them, and let them know I'm going to be in town. And they actually went and bought tickets for the gala, so they're coming to the gala as well.
Nice.
And then
nice.
A friend of mine who used to run the American Coaches Football Association is part of Harrison's group, and he's going to be there. I mean, he reached out to me as soon as they went on sale. He goes, "You coming this year?" Sure, but no, it was cool. Last year, receiving the honors of the January coach, and then being able to go to the gala in February, and them honoring everybody that had won in 2024. So this year, they're honoring everybody that earned that Coach of the Month through 25, and my mug will be shown across the screen a number of times, and it's actually a good photo. It's a professional photo of me in my jumpsuit, but so my mug will be shown across the screen, and they'll have little hero cards and stuff, and I'll grab one and sign it so I can give it to you.
There you go. Yeah, we'll put it up here on the thing back here. What's going on, Mr. Adam Bird with Heroes Media Group? What's up, buddy? Man, I tell you, so today I got up early this morning. I don't know why. I got up early, and I was doing some things around the house before we went to church this morning, and opened up the garage door, man, and it was snowing. I was like, what? It's snowing? Because it's been pretty decently warm.
It was in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, and then today it was snowing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Now, granted, it's not sticking, which is a good thing. And then tomorrow, Julie and I, we get to go up to Richmond for Grace's 19th birthday. So we're going to go up there and hang out with her for the day. So I took the day off from work. And of course, we won't have a podcast episode tomorrow because of that, because I'll be in Richmond hanging out with my daughter on her 19th birthday. And
but we are back on Wednesday for the tip of the spear.
For tip of the spear, which should be a really good one, because I know one of the topics that Rich wants to discuss is the new rule that the VA was trying to pass, and they shut it down pretty quickly. So I know that's something that Rich wants to talk about. And
well, there's a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
So they both kind of got put on pause for now.
Yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's watching on TikTok at the present moment in time. Give y'all a big shout out. I'm trying to pay attention to that too, but I'm not really paying attention to it. It's just playing in the background a little bit. So, but no, tonight, man, we recently had Shannon Book on, and I was telling him about our guest tonight, and he was like, "Oh man, that's a great dude. You need to have him on." And of course, we were able to get him rescheduled. I think something came up, and he was unable to show up the last time, so we rescheduled him, and he gets to come on tonight with us and pretty much end the month for us here of February, which technically is our 3-year mark. So
That's
the
freaking nuts.
28th, 28th is actually technically our 3-year mark. But this will be the last episode of February, other than the tip of the spear, which that's its own kind of show itself. But I'm super excited because we get to bring on Michael Allen, better known as the Tactician Musician. That's a tongue twister there a little bit.
Yeah, don't expect me
So
to say that too many times very fast.
yeah, right. So Army Special Forces Green Beret. He's still active duty, so we do have to kind of watch what we talk about on some things, OPSEC wise. So we'll have to keep that. Make sure DOD don't come after us, or DOW, or whatever you want to call it now.
That's not on our end. That's on his end. So
Yeah,
he's got to be careful what he says, not us.
yeah. So we
I cannot be held accountable anymore. I've been retired for longer than I was in, so I'm good on this thing. On a few things. There's a few things I still can't say, but other than that, we're good. We're good.
So we're going to talk about his song that he's got out. We're also going to talk about the emotional weight that we as military service members carry. We're going to talk about, so he's still active duty, so we can't talk about his transition from military
we can't, but we can see what he's doing to prepare, because we talk all the time on this show that we didn't have a Seps and Taps. Well, you didn't have a Seps and Taps. What my Seps and Taps / retirement seminar was like, right? And it's been 14 plus years since I retired, and we really haven't had anybody on to talk about the new process. And he's getting close to that. So I'm sure he's already looked into what he needs to do as far as retirement seminar, separations and transition stuff. So we can talk to him about that and see what he's looking at, or what they're offering now, especially, the Army.
So my nephew is on TikTok, says that we're old. He said everything is a tongue twister for you guys. And then he said, because you're old.
Tell him when his balls are up, he can talk. Until then, shut your mouth.
You heard it live from Gunny there, Trey. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what he's doing now, because he's at 18 years. I think he's got almost about 2 years left to go before he can retire. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about his transition from special forces into what he's doing now in the military. And then we'll talk about how music became therapy, purpose, and outreach for him as well. And then we'll talk about channeling trauma, because as a soft guy, special operations guy, they have trauma just like most normal veterans, sometimes a little bit more, with breacher syndrome and stuff of that nature. So we'll talk about that. What's going on, Rich LaMonica? What's going on, Steve-O? How are you guys? So yeah, man, we're going to talk about all of that. Gunny, we ready to bring Mr. Michael Allen up to the stage?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Alan, pretty good yourself.
We are hanging in there, my friend. So welcome to the show. I know we were talking pre-show, but I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because you do have a newborn.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to your wife for allowing you to come hang out with us for an hour.
Right on, man. I appreciate you guys having me.
Especially at this time during the day, because it's getting to be bedtime, and I know what a handful that can be around bedtime. So absolutely. Thank you.
You'll probably hear her screaming in about 10 minutes going down the hallway up to bath time, and then in preparation for bedtime. So
awesome. All right, my friend. Well, do me a favor and introduce yourself to the world of HomeFront Sitrep, if you don't mind.
Right on, man. So Michael Allen. I have been in the Army for 18 years. I enlisted in 2008. I actually came in as a combat engineer. So I did 12 years as a combat engineer, a few deployments to Afghanistan, was stationed out in Italy and did the whole Atlantic Resolve and Eastern Europe thing. And then it finished my platoon sergeant time in 2019, 2020. And I was like, man, it's like now or never. My career's fast tracking. They're like, I remember my first sergeant, he's like, hey, you're going to go be the headquarters platoon sergeant. I was like, dude, I'm still trying to be tactical, So I'm like, I'm going to selection at 35 years old. Went to selection. Everything worked out. Went through the Q course, and then I got stationed with 5th Group out of Fort Campbell. So I'm still here now. I did some time on detachments, a couple deployments, throughout CENTCOM, some training exercises. And now, because I'm retiring and I have a baby at home, like, hey, man, like, I just need a desk job for the last 2 years, you know, because they'll let you stay on the detachment if you want to. I just need a desk job for the last few years so I can really focus on being a husband, being a father, and what I want to be when I grow up, you know, like after the Army, because I'm basically just been a big kid for the past 8 years playing G.I. Joe.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So a mutual friend says, Mike Allen, did you get your wallet back?
Oh, man, I did not get my wallet back, but some of the items were recovered up in Russellville, Kentucky. The guy who stole the stuff actually overdosed. The cops found my stuff in his car, called me. They're like, hey, we're just wondering how this stuff got in this guy's car. I'm like, yeah, I'm his drug dealer, dude. Like, no, he robbed me. He stole stuff stole my wallet out of my truck in Clarksville. So I had to link up Russellville Police Department with Clarksville detective, and my stuff's in evidence up there, but I already got everything replaced. So I'm like, it's safe in evidence for now. But to answer your question, no, I have not got my wallet back. That's funny.
All right, let's see. Mr. William Stevens says, hey, I know he's not on yet, but I want you to ask him, in the special operations side of the house, do they treat those guys with respect for their mental health, like therapy and counseling? So basically what he's asking is, with you being special ops, do they give you mental health therapy and counseling?
Man, I would say it's a priority in SOF. We actually have, what do they have? Like athletic behavioral health specialists. I forget what it's called. We have like tactical ones specifically for us at our exposure to go and use in everyone. Like I go see a behavioral health specialist once a month, once a week, depending on, you know, what we're talking about. But yeah, man, it's a big part of the overall fitness, right? There's like spiritual, physical, and mental health. It's all taken very seriously. I felt more comfortable seeking out those assets when I got to SOF than I did on the conventional side.
For sure. Yeah. Well, and I know on the SEAL side of it, they started implementing that in like 2011, 2012, 2013, because they saw what some of the guys were going through when they came back, especially on the West Coast, the Coronado guys, after, you know, Extortion 17 and all that stuff happened.
Oh,
so
sure.
They brought, you know, a lot of therapists or counselors in, and then saw that, you know, what the guys were doing recovery wise. So they started implementing it more then. And the only reason I know is my old chaplain was their chaplain when that happened, and him and I have had great conversations about how the SEAL community on the West Coast, I can't speak for the East Coast, but on the West Coast has been treating the special operators when they come back.
I think it's still hard to get some of the younger guys to utilize it, but the older guys, you know, like we'll see each other walking in and out of there sometimes. Like we get it, you know. And I've always been an advocate for it, and I'm like, you know, I can't talk about it if I'm not going to be about it. So it's like I'm telling guys they should go use this, but I'm also like, hey man, like I'm there literally once a month, and now that I'm retiring, like I'm there once a week right now, talking about some other trauma-based stuff from early deployments, you know? So it's like, yeah.
I think that's one way, because I know when I was in, we didn't talk about stuff like that. If we had trauma, you know, it was basically just move on, just kind of compartmentalize it in the back of your brain and just move on. And I think now, I think the military is probably realizing that we as service members, we deal with a lot of trauma, you know, especially if you're in a combat situation or whatnot like that. So I think it's not, the stigma is kind of going away. I know there's still stigma there, especially with a lot of the older guys that's been in for a really long time. So I do like that, the fact that the special operations community has people that they can go talk to therapy wise and not get sidelined, because, you know, that was a fear. That was a fear back in the day. If you know, here, if you have PTSD or, you know, you got breacher syndrome, whatever, that you were going to be sidelined from, you know, not able to do your job. So I'm glad to see that they're, you know, letting you guys carry on the mission. So that's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows the weight that, you know, you carry with the occupation that you choose. So it's like, it's highly encouraged for sure.
Yeah. So Rich says we can link up on Campbell and get you on the Misfit Nation. I am a blocker 3 from you on 47th Street.
Right on, man. I'll look you up after this.
Yeah, Rich is a cool cat, man. He was my mentor when I first started podcasting, and he's got a great show called The Misfit Nation. And
Nice.
I think he was 22 years Army, and then he retired. Now he's a DOD employee, contractor there on Fort Knox or Fort Campbell down there with you. So
that was my first attachment. We're the Misfits.
heck yeah. No, he's an awesome cat, man. All right, so here you are. You're still in the military. When did your love of music come about?
Man, long before I ever joined the Army, I was probably 14 or 15, maybe even younger. I'll even backtrack more than that. My old man was a hardcore like 80s hairband rocker, like had the long hair, and like he was always about it. We had the big stereo with the speakers and microphones to sing, right? So as a little kid, like I always saw him jamming. Like the TV was never on. If it was on, it was like music videos, but it was always just music in the house. So naturally, he wanted me to be a rocker. I think he bought me my first guitar in like 4th grade or something, and it didn't really stick then. But all of his buddies like would come over and teach me and like shred on the guitar and stuff. And not till like high school did I really start to pick it up, because at that point I got an acoustic guitar. My cousin at the time took me to a party, and he brought his guitar, and he was older. Like he just graduated high school. I was a freshman in high school. And he took me to this party, and he brought his guitar, and he was playing, and like the chicks just dug it, dude. I'm like, dude, you got to teach me.
I knew that's where it was going.
You got to teach me, dude. So he started teaching me, and then like, I got acoustic guitar, and I kept playing through high school. And when I joined the Army in 2008, it really started to be off and on. I just didn't take it with me on deployments. I would stop playing. I would start playing. But I always wrote music when I was playing. I never liked learning covers. Early on, I learned a bunch, but I've always just enjoyed writing music. And at the time, I didn't know it was a therapeutical thing that I was doing. But for the most part, I still remember songs I wrote, like some of the first songs I ever wrote. Most of those were like love songs, right? To like pick up chicks.
Yeah.
Now they're much more dialed in. But yeah, so I guess it was a year ago, my last deployment, I bought a little cheap guitar like in the local city where we were, and we're sitting on the roof of the team house, and all the guys come up there. We got like a little bar or whatever, and they're like, man, play something. I was like, well, all I got is original. It's like, well, play some. And I started playing some, and everyone's looking around, and I'm like, well, damn, did it suck? They're like, dude, that's really good. They're like, you need to share that music, and it's like my company sergeant major was there, my warrant officer, like everybody was up there. And then I ended up having a cardiac thing. I had myocarditis, which was crazy. Trying to get treatment at an ER in freaking Beirut. It was exciting. They send me home, and I got all this free time now, right? Like there's 2 months left on a deployment. I'm bored. My wife's pregnant. She's still working. I'm doing all this stuff around the house to get ready, but I'm like, well, I'm going to start a social media and share my music, see where it goes. And I started getting some traction. I was like, man, I'm going to play an open mic night. Went really well. And I'm like, I'm just up the road from Nashville. I'm going to go down there and start playing. So it's been just over a year now since I started sharing it. And it's going really well, man. It's touched a lot of people. It's impacted a lot of people. I get a lot of good feedback. My songs are mostly military themed. That's not all I write. But the feedback I get from other veterans is so fulfilling for me, and it just makes me want to keep doing it. So
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the theme with a lot of veterans. They write music that fits their mood during the time of their service.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we were talking with Shannon Book, he's got some songs out there that are very sensitive. It's because that's how he was feeling at that time. And you could tell that with your music as well, because I've listened to quite a few of your songs, and we're going to play one here in just a minute. I think that was one of your first ones you released, right? Is it?
It was the first release, yeah.
So, and it's got quite a few listens, so you can go find him on Spotify or wherever, underneath of Michael Allen. I think it's what it is, Michael Allen.
Yep.
And just go follow him there. So what's your plans? So here you are, you got 2 years left, and we're going to talk about your process getting out here in shortly. but what's your plan after you get out? Because you are a new dad.
Yeah.
And so how much are you going to pursue the music business
Dude.
after? Because they are cutthroats.
Yes, I am all in on music, man. I was like halfway done with my master's, and I'm like, I cannot pursue music, finish this master's, and be a dad and a husband and do my job all at the same time. Like something's got to go. I don't even want to do anything normal after the army anyway. And I'm like, dude, if I can become a Green Beret at 35 years old, I can become a musician at 42. And I don't need to make a terrible amount of money. And it's not even about the money, but it obviously it does need to generate some revenue at some point so that it's not just a hobby.
Right.
But with my pension, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get 100% disability, I don't need to make a whole bunch more to maintain my current lifestyle. I don't want to work myself to death. I would rather be present with my wife and my kids for the rest of my life than worry about making somebody else rich. So
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to start a lawn mowing company, dude. Like I'll drive Uber, but the goal is to play music and prioritize that. So right now I am 110% all in. Like I'm investing
Heck
on the
yeah.
front end. I'm approaching it with a business mindset, applying all the things I've learned throughout my career in the military. And I think I feel really good about it, man. I don't know. I got a good feeling.
I think you have a leg up on some other people that haven't served in the military. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of organizations like Label 22 that
I'm
won't
working
take
with them.
that won't take advantage of up and coming singer songwriters. You know, because there's a lot of music industry people out there that say, "Oh, I love your music. Here, sign
Yeah.
with us," and then they take full control over your music and stuff like that. And which, you know, Label 22, they're not like that. You control your music and stuff of that nature. And
Yeah. I just
think
met
there's
with sorry.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I just met with Steven Cochran, the president of Label 22. Was it last week? And we're planning on working together. I'm hoping that it works out because they sign 3 guys a year. They don't have a rock guy on the roster yet, and he's been really optimistic about next year being a year that he wants to work with me. So I hope so. If not, like I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. Like I'm constantly networking and just trying to write music, keep releasing music. But I'm hoping that they're available to help me get this thing going in the right direction for sure.
Yeah. And if things don't work out with Label 22, there's Sergeant Records out in Houston,
Mhm.
Texas with Scotty Frazier. He'd be a good contact for you as well. Because he's more Americana folk with
He's
his
been hitting me
music.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super cool cat as well. We've had Scotty on the show. I forgot all about Scotty Frazier. We've had him on the show, and yeah, I think, but there's plenty of people out there like that could help you along the way when it comes to getting a music contract and stuff of that nature.
Mhm.
So do me a favor and talk about Warhammer just a little bit. Let's
War
and
Machine.
War Machine. I don't
Yeah,
know
you're good.
where Warhammer comes.
You think you've
talk-
been watching
that's-
Avengers or something?
That's the next
Yeah.
one, all right.
Warhammer. So talk about War Machine a little bit before I play it, so people can get an idea of what it is and what it's about.
So I actually started writing that song during COVID. I was just bored writing music at the house. I wasn't even playing guitar that much, but I started writing it. I wanted to write something more. That's when I decided I want to start writing more songs using like metaphors, talking about something, but leaving it a little open-ended so people can interpret it how they want to.
Yeah.
So the whole idea behind the song was you're basically going the basic training, you're deploying the combat, and then there was a whole nother verse in there, but it made the song like 7 minutes long. And it was like conducting operations on deployment and then coming home and dealing with PTSD. So I cut the third verse out because the song was just too long.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just kind of the story, man. Like you're forged into this, this killing machine, and then you go to war, and then you come home and you're dealing with some things, and it kind of haunts you, and it was really my 2012 deployment to Afghanistan was what I was in my mind when I was thinking about that song. It was kind of like the vision behind, the pen. And a lot of guys that were on that deployment with me, they say that like they feel that, and I thought that was cool. So,
yeah. So what would you say your style of music, like if you had to think back of bands, late 90s, early 2000s, who would you say was the most influential in your music style?
Oh man, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Bush, Soundgarden, Nirvana.
Yeah,
all
I
those
said
guys,
Soundgarden
man.
when we were listening to it the other night.
Yeah. And I am trying to get so next year I'm gonna rebrand, and I'm not gonna share what the name is gonna be, but I'm gonna release some of the softer stuff because I write stuff about my daughter, my family. I have softer stuff too. I'll keep releasing music under Michael Allen, but I'm also going to start releasing stuff under another name as well. That's a little heavier and grungier because that's where my heart's at. I'm just meeting the right people and trying to surround myself with the right people because starting a band is not easy, and working with musicians is definitely not like working with fellow service members. And I've learned that very quickly. So I'm just trying to make sure I find the right people.
You all got the same mindset and the same purpose as a service member, right? And then you go into the band, and each band member has a direction that they want to take or a sound that they want to sound like, or, so melding together and coming as one to get all your ideas and visions together. Woo! I can imagine.
And luckily I've been in leadership positions long enough to kind of know how to manage personalities, So I think I have what it takes to be the glue that holds the band together, but I also lack faith in humanity. And I don't know if I want to risk my livelihood on other people, or if I just want to be me and then pay musicians to learn their parts and play with me. I'm like in the middle of trying to figure out where I want to go with that, but I have some ideas. So,
all right, let's play it. Let's play it.
They'll ship you off to a factory where blacksmiths work every day to mold you into a weapon. Oh, then stamp you made in US of A. They'll help you harden your senses until your skin becomes steel. They'll fill your mind full of ammo. Oh, then ship you off to war to kill. It's something you never asked for, something you can't quite explain. It's something you'll never understand, how a man becomes a war machine. How a man becomes a war machine. We fly on birds to our nest now, in the darkness of the night. Now this is where we will live. Oh, and this is where we will fight. We spend hours playing chess, trying to stay one step ahead. If I see one wrong move on my board, I'll send a checkmate right through his head. It's something you never asked for, something you can't quite explain.
Dude, that can apply to so many jobs, right? You talk about when it talks about, getting on the bird and going to the nest, right? You look at the firefighters or EMTs going back to the firehouse. You look at, your police officers going back to the PD. There's just, yeah, and the way that you left it open for interpretation for whoever's listening to it to put themselves in that situation, and whatever their bird is, whatever their nest is, whatever their war is, whatever is going on in their life right now, dude, it hits hard.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah. It's crazy. That's like the first release I've ever had. It's done well. It's got like 20,000 streams so far. And I think I really believe it's capable of so much more. It's just so hard to like break that threshold and go viral, I guess, if you will,
Yeah.
But I got guys in Australia, like some Australia soft guys that hit me up, guys in the UK, like that song is streamed worldwide. I just need it to like blow up,
Yeah. No, it definitely does hit really hard with any part of your life, really, depending on what you're going through. I mean, it's.
You want to know a funny story, actually? So when I first wrote that song, the chorus it wasn't work. Like I never played it publicly because I knew it wasn't finished. I couldn't figure it out. Right. The verses were all as is. The chorus was a little different. And then I was at home and I was watching
you watching the Avengers?
No, The Longest Yard and Mean Machine. Mean Machine. I was like, War Machine. And then like it just clicked, dude. And I went back and I started playing it and I just added War Machine where I needed to add it, and like it made the song. At first I was nervous. I thought it was corny, I thought people were gonna think it was like a corny song, but it ended up being really good. So I'm super happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely it definitely flows really well, and it resonates with, like Gunny was saying, EMTs, firefighters, police officers, military service members. It definitely makes you sit back and think about things that might have gone on during your time in service. And it just hits. It's hard to explain. It's one of those songs that you can just sit back and then it makes you lose focus on what's going on around you at that moment in time.
It sucks you in, man.
Yeah, it sucks you in and takes you back. So now sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it could be a bad thing, so it just depends on the memory that it sucks you back into.
I had a guy, he was like, oh, is this an anti-military song? It's like some troll on the internet or whatever. And obviously not, right? It's more of just shedding light on a situation and letting people know they're not alone and like letting people be able to talk about it. But a lot of times in music, you hear a song that you resonate with and it might sound sad or angry or, a little negative, but that's just like, that was the raw emotion of what happens or what happened in that moment, I don't want to be the veteran songwriter who writes Toby Keith stuff or, like the patriotic stuff. Like, that's great. There's a place for it. That's not who I am, which might make it a little bit more difficult to get like shows initially or like USO tours or something. But I know that when soldiers hear it, I think the older crowd, like the GWAT vets, like your guys and myself, it'll probably resonate with more. There'll come a time in the future where there's another war because history repeats itself. And maybe then the song will blow up and I might not even be around to see it, but I don't care, like it'll help somebody along the way. But
that'll be the song that is in everybody's videos.
Right,
as they're going into country or as they're there, sitting on the front of a tank holding the barrel or doing stupid stuff, on whatever fob they're on, like
I can see it. It's kind of like that CCR song is it Fortunate Son, where they played it during a lot of those Vietnam shows and stuff like that. Those videos for that. It'd be like that when it blows up. But no, I think it will definitely resonate, especially with us older generation. Like my nephew, I don't know if he's still on TikTok. He hasn't said anything lately, but
no, because all they do is listen to the stuff that says Miss lifestyle. That's all they listen to. That's what I'm saying.
and then to about 8 seconds of anything, and then they swipe.
Here we go.
Stuff that has zero meaning whatsoever. I mean, come on now.
So Robert Banna says Michael Allen truly has an imitatable voice, or is it inimitable? Whatever.
Inimitable.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. I guess he's saying shut up, Gunny.
No one else gonna sound like it, man. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody's gonna sound it.
Oh man.
That's that Southern twang coming out. That's some big words.
That's that Kentucky education.
Dude, it's crazy with the vocal style. People are always like, you sound like this guy, you sound like this guy. And the 90s, the late 90s is where my music resonated the most for me. And I don't know. I never thought I was a good singer. And honestly, I still hate the sound of my own voice, which might be true for most singers. I don't know. But I started getting feedback from just complete strangers, people passing through Nashville, and everybody telling me how good it is. And they were genuine, like if it's my friends and family, I just assume that they're all being nice. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so until I started playing in Nashville, and people are like, dude, I didn't expect that, or like, that's really, and I'm like, okay. And then I started believing in myself a little bit more. And then I just like, okay, this is my sound. Like I'm going to own it, and I'm going to try and brand myself with it. And I truly believe rock music's coming back. I know right now America has this country pop thing that's going on, and I hate it. But when I play all these different writers rounds and stuff down in Nashville, I sound so different that I can't tell you how many times I'll be in the bar or whatever, and I'll look and everyone will stop what they're doing to listen and watch me play because I sound different. It's probably not even that I sound great, right? Because the sound guy has a lot to do with that, and the venue and everything has a lot to do with that. But I sound different, and it gets people's attention, and then that's when I know, okay, I'm now I'm just jamming,
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where if they hear you speak, right, your speaking voice is different than your singing voice. So there's one thing that separates you from a lot of country singers or crock or crap or whatever you want to listen to down there. But you are so different because most of the male singers country sound the same.
Yeah.
Same thing with the female.
Yeah.
Most of them sound the same. Just me not even looking at the radio. I listen to a lot of country music, a lot of country music. And I can tell you, for the most part, if you go back 8 to 10 years and before, who was singing? Now, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because everybody sounds the same. Everybody looks the same.
Yeah, you take it back like Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson.
No, not even that far back. You go look at Justin Moore and Sam Hunt and who's some of the newer guys that they don't sound like today, right?
Yeah.
Justin sounds different. He's got an older style, but a different sound than the Willie, the Wailing, the Chris Christophersons, the Merle Haggards, right? And he's kind of that in between of the Alan Jacksons, and there's never going to be another Garth Brooks. There's never going to be another George Strait, but they all had their own voice, right?
Yeah. And
then that group with Justin Moore all had their own voice, and now you're here where everybody is monotoned, right? It's you can't tell who is who anymore.
Yeah, I think the good thing about your voice is it is so unique. It's you. It's kind of like like John Fogerty or Janis Joplin. Voices that can't be duplicated, and I think that's what sets you apart compared to a lot of the newer rock style. Like if you look at Youngblood, he's trying to do a lot like Ozzy. He's trying to sound a lot like Ozzy. And granted, I like some of his music, but it's like, man, be your own style. Have your own style, your own voice, and that's where you're at. You have your own voice, your own lane that you're going to stay in, and I think that's what's going to be. I think that's what's going to help you in your future endeavors. That you have your own style, your own unique voice when it comes.
Until he comes up with some bedazzled. Rock
Nah.
He's going to do Chris Gaines. He's gonna
Dude.
be he's gonna have his main like Garth and then Chris Gaines afterwards.
Yeah, that's the other side he's not talking about right now.
I will not, like, if a label approached me, I could not give up my creative rights to what I'm doing.
Right.
Because then it would no longer be authentic, and it would also not be therapeutic. It would just be for the money, you know?
Be for that.
Yeah. And I know that like the money is a part of it, and it can be tempting, and like greed is a real thing, but I don't know, man. Like I don't want to ruin it for myself. You know, I hope that someone wants to work with me, that here's the potential and here's the power and like what I'm trying to do. And I hope that they let me be true to who I am, and, you know, and are willing to still work with me on that and not try and market. I don't see, like, maybe I have a cool story and a cool brand, but like, I'm going to be a 42-year-old beaten up guy who can barely get out of bed in the morning. It hurts to stand on stage for an hour and play guitar, dude. When I'm done jamming a live concert, my back hurts so bad. So it's like, I don't know, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, because once you get to that point where they take creative control, you lose the fun of it, the joy of it. Like when somebody tries to tell you, "Hey, I need you to sound this way, and this is what we're gonna do," then it's no longer fun. It's a job.
Well,
it's
and
no
that's why
longer
Justin Moore had 5 albums out before he won best new singer, upcoming artist. I'm like, he's not new. He's not upcoming. He's been in country music for years now. He dropped 5 albums. Why are you saying he's new? Right? Because he wanted to be himself. He stayed in his lane. And there's a lot of guys and gals out there that won't work with anybody else unless their name is on the song anymore. Because like Michael said, you lose your creative rights to it, and you might not be able to sing that song publicly again. When somebody else owns it, or a brand owns it, or a company owns it. You know, it's especially if you leave, you know, said record label and they own the rights to it, and you can't sing it, even though it was you.
Once the artist loses the control of the masters, that's when stuff goes downhill. So as long as, and I know Label 22, and I hope and pray you get to work with Stephen Cochran and the guys there at Label 22, because you get to keep all rights to all your masters and stuff, your whole music library. You get to keep control of that. So that would be phenomenal for you to get on, you know, with Label 22, because I know they just signed Chris Turner. I just saw his video where he signed with Label 22. So no, man, that's awesome, brother. So I know one thing that we didn't touch on that I want to touch on.
Well, before you move forward, what we need to do, Willis, with Michael, because he talked about being an old guy and having back pains, we need to get him hooked up once the baby's a little bit more manageable and controllable from you know, the wife. We need to hook him up with our group down in Tampa, and get him hooked up with a chiropractor and get some good meds in him, like the zincs and the omegas and the magnesiums, and, you know, get him right and send him home with a massage. I don't have my ring on because it's up charging, but yeah, I mean, and then send him home, and he has all that good stuff for the year. You know, that's what we need to do, so he doesn't feel like that old man walking up on stage.
We definitely need to get
with his VFW hat and his walker and his Geritol.
We definitely need to get you connected with Soft Missions. I think it'd be awesome experience, especially with you just getting out. Well, when you get out of the military, I don't know. Well, I guess we had active duty then.
We had 2 active duty down there with us.
Yeah, so you would have to take a weekend off, like a Thursday, Friday, Monday off, and go down for the 5-day retreat clinic that they have down there. But it's well worth it. Definitely well worth it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's individualized care. You fill out a form before you get there, and then your schedule is catered specifically for you.
Nice.
Willis and I had our own different schedule. I had things that he didn't have, and he that I didn't have throughout the course of the training down there. So it was really good for us. It's a year from the time you leave there. It's a year aftercare as well.
Yeah,
nice.
As long as you stay with your checkups.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you check in with your case manager, whoever it may be. Like Gunny and I, we have the same case manager, and they send out emails, they call. And like you said, the supplements that you get, like I got cortisol, so I got cortisol calm, I got a good rest, which is a melatonin. I got a multivitamin, I got a couple other supplements as well, and they send those free for the first year. And then plus that we had a golf lessons from a PGA pro, not a touring pro, but a PGA pro, and he taught us how to do adaptive golf. And if you want to continue that, then they pay for your lessons for a year in your area, and then they also will get you a set of golf clubs, which is something that I'm planning on picking up. I'm 47, and I played golf a few times, but never had lessons. So that's something that I'm picking up, and they pay for that for the first year.
You need more than lessons, club chucker.
Anywho, all right. So all right. So here you are. You got 2 years left, right, before you can retire. And this is something that we want to discuss because you're getting ready to transition out. My transition out was pretty much two days, turn your gear in, boom, you're out. Gunny's was a little bit longer. So have you already started the process, or what's going on with that?
I have an
initial 365 out, right? You can start your stuff.
Right now you can drop your retirement packet 2 years out. And that's good. They keep moving it to the right because it's been helping HRC predict who's getting out in enough time.
Yeah.
But I haven't dropped my packet yet because I'm trying to decide if I want to try to medically retire or if I just want to regular retire. And if I have an approved retirement packet, they won't even entertain my medical retirement.
Right.
So I've been working with my PA to make sure I'm getting diagnosed, like getting seen for all the things before I just try and do my VA claim. And I'm like, well, this hurt back then. So I'm like leaning forward on that now. And then we have a lot
if I can. So I got medically retired.
Yeah.
I only get my VA. I don't get current receipt. Now, if they pass the Richard Starr Act, that will change. But until they pass that, I only get my VA.
Yeah.
So
because you didn't reach 20?
Because I didn't reach 20. But even if they med you out, you still don't get that.
Yeah.
Because you're not. It's so weird how it's written up. But so if you retire, right? Say you get what 50% at 20? Is that what it is still? So you get your 50%. So and then you get your VA. So you get concurrent receipt with your regular retirement and your VA. So you'll get a check from DOD and a check from VA. I only get my VA check. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't get, but I do get, because I was medically retired due to combat operations, a special compensation for combat related injuries.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I just don't know if it's more fruitful.
So.
Yeah. Trying to figure out if, like, I don't know if it'll make that big of a difference if I medical retire at 20 or if I just regular retire at 20. But that's the only reason I haven't dropped my retirement pack yet, because I'm trying to work with everyone to see what's the better option. But there are a ton of resources, even more so on the soft side, to help you transition. Guys who are really just pursuing people like myself to offer us jobs, right?
Yeah.
I am not really interested. Like, I will do something to make sure I don't just waste those assets, and maybe I apply it to something, maybe I don't, but I'm not interested in having a normal job, man. Like, I'm really
go be the sim instructor.
Honestly, like, I would rather do something to work around the community maybe, and still like just bullshit with the guys every now and again, and like a contracted instructor of some sort. So I still felt like I was giving back to the Army, even if it was like the conventional Army, man, just like giving back the knowledge and experience that I've gained over the years. I think that would give me more fulfillment. But working just a regular 9 to 5, dude, like, I can't see myself doing it. I'll be miserable.
Coming from either community that you worked with, right? I mean, it's hard to go to that desk job or that 9 to 5, you know, just because of
Yeah.
your operational tempo in both fields that you've been in.
Yeah, for sure. I was talking to Steven and he's trying to work with like the CSP and SkillBridge to see if they can kind of almost recruit guys. And then when they're out, like they do that 6 months transition, they're in the studio, they're promoting, they're preparing them, they have shows lined up. So they just transition out of the Army with a fully produced album, you know, the promotion material they need and like some shows lined up. I would rather do that, dude. I don't know if that's something he'll have in the works. I don't even know if I'm someone he would want to work with in that aspect. But if that's an opportunity, because I really am just all in, invested in, believe in myself with this music stuff, like I would probably use that time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Steven will. I hope he works with you. I love Label 22, and I talk about him quite frequently. I think it would be a good fit for you in Label 22. So I know you know
especially
who Brian,
when they don't have anybody in your wheelhouse, right? You're the only one right now.
Yeah.
I think Brian Romans is also co-founder with Label 22 with Stephen Cochran. So heck yeah. Well, my friend, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you want to touch on tonight before we let you go? Yeah, it's already been an hour.
I just, you know, again, you guys, if anyone's interested in listening to more of my music, I'm on all streaming platforms everywhere at Michael Allen. And all my social media is the Tactician Musician. And I just had to make something other than Michael Allen because there's a lot of those out there. So it is definitely a tongue twister, but it's corny kind of and memorable. So people are like, it shows up easier on social media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I have a new song coming out on this Friday, man. It's a little different. It's about how everyone's just in love with their phone and hypnotized by the algorithm. You know, it's definitely a little grungier, a little darker.
Instant gratification of the like, man.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
for sure. So Friday, I got some new stuff coming out, and my plan is to release 3 more singles this year, and then next year I'll really start focusing on maybe a little more grungier, heavier style music. So
yeah,
look, Willis is on his phone right now.
Well, that's because I'm looking up the song because I was going to play it like the video that he has. Here we go. Let's see if I can. 1 second. Come on, my phone.
Willis still has dial-up internet, so you have to excuse him. Yeah, see.
It's probably not coming through that good, is it?
No, it's not at all.
What's it called? Automatic? Is the
yeah,
name of the
dude,
song?
I'll send you the MP3. You can play a sneak peek on here if you have time.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time here. If you can email it to me, that would be easier because I can just upload it
hold on.
email.
I just sent it to you on Messenger too. Let me see.
All right.
Yeah, we always have freeze issues because, you know, Willis's stuff, like if somebody rings the house phone, it freezes up on us, and, you know, sometimes it kicks us off. And
that's that Temu Wi-Fi, bro.
You know what it really is?
What's that?
It's your wife's love of that one basketball team.
She said I can't even talk to Gunny this week. That's what she said. I was like, oh man.
I just sent it, man. We'll see how fast it comes through.
All right. Yeah, it ain't came through just yet. Well, while we're waiting on that, Gunny, you ready? While we're waiting on that.
Oh, son of a bitch! Hold on, I gotta pull my. We can get to that.
Hey,
yeah.
Michael, I'm gonna throw you on the spot, man. You got a good, clean veteran joke?
Any
joke.
joke.
I don't have
any
any radio appropriate jokes, dude, that
Oh,
I can
man,
think
all
of
right.
off the top of my head. Yeah,
I was gonna throw you on the spot, man. All right.
I have a very dark, twisted sense of humor, like most vets.
Okay, yeah, let's go, Willis. Run it.
All right.
Gunny's words of wisdom.
You can do one of two things: face your demons, or let them raise your children.
Okay. Do one or two things.
Yep.
I like it.
Face your demons, or let let them raise your children. But you can't do both.
All right.
And unfortunately, mine raised my kids way too long, and they already act like me, so we're screwed.
Dude, I was just telling my wife the other day, because my daughter's, she's 9 months, so she's getting an attitude and she's developing a personality now. And I'm like, she is going to be the best and the worst of both of us, and it is going to be very difficult to deal with at times.
Yeah. Well, mine are 19 and 15, both boys.
Nice. Yeah.
And it's like, oof.
I bet.
You don't get to talk to your mother that way.
Yeah.
That's not how we do things here. Whether I do it or not, that's not how you do it. You understand this, right? That's a conversation we had the other night, matter of fact.
Well, I just had that conversation last night. So
but when you let the demons just friggin' simmer for so long, and you don't talk about it, and you don't get the help that you need, and eventually that demon comes out while you're raising your kids, and it takes over your kids, and they start acting like you when you were not the best of yourself.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do the next part, and then we'll play his song there.
Did it come through for you?
I'm not.
Okay.
It did. I've already got it uploaded.
Cool.
All right, we're ready for this.
It's time for the joke of the day.
All right, joke of the day. What military rank do you hold while using a pay toilet?
Lieutenant.
Yeah, it's lieutenant. there's a corny, I know, but
oh man,
there's an inside joke on that.
It's actually lieutenant, but when Willis and I were driving down to Tampa at the beginning of the month, I was telling him this story of something that happened to this young lieutenant in Haiti when we were down there doing combat operations in 2004. And come to find out, the guy that happened to was our spiritual advisor.
Oh man.
So we're sitting there in the group talking, and he talked about a shitty situation, and I was like really? So then I got to tell what I saw from my point of view, and eventually it became everybody's point of view is different of a situation or of yourself. And what I saw isn't truly what happened. It is, but it isn't. Well, somebody called out and said lieutenant, and that's just been it. The entire week that we were down there. Nice. It was lieutenant.
Nice. So, I like it.
I wonder why, because he was
he was from here down.
Oh man.
The only thing that was not was here. That was it.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was in a 12-foot deep trench.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And getting drug into it because his radio man realized it was poo and stopped. And when you hook the radio into your helmet, right? You strap. He kept walking, and all of a sudden he just
not service related. No.
Exactly.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
let's play a little bit of this one. I'm not going to play the whole song though.
It's fine, yeah.
My eyes are dry, but I don't blink.
All right, that's sneak peek. Now you got to go. Now you got to go to
Yeah.
Mike Allen Music
Comes out Friday.
and pre-order it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one, man. It's a little different, way out of my comfort zone, at the top of my vocal range, the whole song. So it's definitely, it's fun.
No, I like it because I mean you can hear your musical influences in there because like Gunny and I were saying last time when we were listening to it, we were like, man, it kind of sounds like Bush, kind of Soundgarden, you know. And I was like, man, and you could definitely hear it there. I want to kind of say, vocal wise, I was trying to place what singer vocal wise you sounded a lot like. I was thinking maybe like maybe some Kurt Cobain mixed with
some early Ozzy.
Some early Ozzy,
Dude, I just got
like Black Sabbath days.
I just heard that for the first time today. This is the second time, but in the same day that someone said that. That's funny.
Heck yeah.
No, with that song specifically.
Yeah.
Your other song, I didn't hear it very much, but with that one, I heard a little bit of early like the early Black Sabbath days.
Yeah.
With Ozzy. Yeah.
I'm trying to show, because I'm so early in my career, like have a catalog online to like everything's something a little bit different so that I can show that I can do more than one thing, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Being versatile.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Well, I want to say thank you again. I know you got your young baby at home. She's no longer screaming, so she's probably in bath and probably laying down now. So I want to say thank you again for taking time out of your dad time to come hang out with Gunny and I on this Sunday night. And man, it's been a pleasure to have you on. And man, I would love to have you back on probably right before you retire, and if not sooner than that. Just so you could talk about your musical journey and where you're at then and now and so forth.
Yeah, I think right after, so we can talk about transition, because we haven't had anybody that has just gotten out. Yeah, we've really had any true insight of what today's transition is, right? For him, it's going to be retirement, so it's going to be a little bit different than a traditional just 4 years, 6 years and getting out, because he'll have the retirement seminars and stuff like that. But he can give us some much better insight than what we currently have.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, my friend. Well, if you want to hang around in the green room, or if you got to go take care of some dad things, we'd understand that as well. But Gunny and I, we're going to wrap up the show, and we'll be right back to you.
Cool.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep. Thank you.
How cool was that, Gunny? Great episode. And we knew it was going to be, when we started listening to his stuff last week. And we do like five of his songs that we
5 or 6 of them, yeah.
And then talked about it, and then dude, that new one.
Yeah. I mean, I his voice, man, it's just something that draws you in. I don't know what it is.
That's what it is. It's different, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing that's out there. It's nothing that's been out there. You can pick 1, 2, 3 artists and combine them and get where he's at. But then you listen to a different song, and now you're picking 2, 3 different artists.
Yeah. It's so cool. So cool. All right, my friend, it is your time to shine.
Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. Surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and not tear you down.
In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains, and together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. Together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. And we talk about it all the time, about being combat vet versus non-combat vet. If you signed your name on that dotted line, your service matters. Regardless if you served during combat time or if you were non-combat time, your service still matters. So if you're a combat vet and you're putting down non-combat vets, stop it, cut it out, because their service mattered just as much as yours did. Whether they were motor T or com, whatever, their service still mattered. Matters.
At this point in my life and gone through everything I went through, had I not been a combat vet, I think my life would have been much better off because I don't have to deal with these freaking demons that I have to deal with every single year,
Yeah.
especially around certain dates, right? One of those dates just passed.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that I wake up in a funk and I can't figure out why. And
Until
then,
you're
well, it's not, I get a text. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you know, thanks for doing what you did that day. Happy Alive Day. It's like, what the? Oh, yeah, today is that day.
Mm.
Right. And I got another one coming up next month. Right.
Yeah.
Who wants two? Hell, let alone one,
Right.
you
That's
know?
like
And
when you
that's the stuff I didn't have to deal with our first, few years. Yeah, we saw some stuff in Haiti, right? And then some Haitian or the results of Haitian on Haitian violence. We saw friendly fire on a range. But the stuff that I went through and experienced in Iraq, and especially when the first rounds start buzzing by your head, and glasses being broken out of a window you're standing a foot from,
yeah.
and the rounds aren't even meant for you. It was meant for Haitian National Police. It's like, all right, well, this is combat operations. Yep, sure is.
Yeah. Yeah. And when
So-
you made that post that other day, I was like, I'm just gonna reach out to him and make sure he's all right. That's why my post was simple, my text to you. I didn't want to go into any more details. Like, hey, you good? You said yep. I was like, all right, cool. And so that's the way it is. And that kind of leads into this right here. Be someone stranger. Listen, guys, we talk about this all the time. We as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be someone stranger. When you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them and ask them, hey, how are you doing? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? Because it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. You don't know until you ask the next hard question. And just listen. A lot of times we as humans, we just want to vent our frustrations to somebody.
especially vets.
Yeah.
We just need to get the demon out.
Yeah. So
we don't want to be fixed.
Yeah.
We just need to vent.
So I was in church earlier today, and the preacher was kind of along the lines of be someone stranger. He's like, when you're out and about and you see somebody, just go up to them and talk to them and see how they're doing. And I was like, man, that really resonates because that's be someone stranger. We talk about it all the time. And you have to be someone stranger because you never know. You might be the person that saves that person's life. You never know. So be someone stranger and ask the next hard question.
Yeah, and it takes a village. You cannot, no matter how strong you are, cannot do this alone.
Yeah.
Reach out to people in your contacts list, reach out to people in your friends list, or, most of us have a social media. Just reach out and say, hey, dude, I'm in a funk today. Can you talk? Or text, whatever. I mean, there's nothing better than a voice, but if a text is all you get, a text is all you get.
Yeah.
We most of us have one of these, maybe not an iPhone, but a cell phone with a contacts list. Open up your contacts, scroll through, and hit a name on there. Hey, bro, I'm in the funk today. You got a minute? Or checking in on you to see how you're doing. Leave a message. Let that person know that you care.
Yeah. You never know. Your voice might be the one that saves their life that day.
100%.
So I know we were talking about this. Gunny was showing the cup just a little bit ago. SOF missions.
I've been using this thing all 2 weeks since we've been.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it tonight. I just grabbed this because it holds more. But SOFmissions.org. If you're active duty or if you're a veteran, check out SOF
or
missions.
a first responder.
Or a first responder. Yes.
So if you're a first responder that's going in here to fill out the application, when you click on branch of service, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of that tab and it'll say fire, EMS, or police.
Yeah.
So don't just see branch of service and say, oh, there's nothing there for me. It's there. It's under branch. It's under branch when it talks about, military service.
And man, I will tell you, I can't speak highly enough of this organization. Dr. Damon Friedman and his wife and the staff down there, SOF missions, man, they are phenomenal. I'm waiting for them to tell me to come back as a peer mentor.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm waiting for him to tell me come back as a peer mentor. And if you're friends with Gunny and I, after you fill out the application, reach out to Gunny and I say, hey man, I just filled out that application. And we'll get in contact with the staff down there and say, hey, we got this guy, we got this lady, because they do.
Well, and there's a spot of how did you hear about us? Put one of our names on there.
Yeah. Just say HomeFront Sitrep. If you don't want to
Make
just
sure you put, if you put my name, say I will be on time.
Yeah, definitely. So check out sofmissions.org. All right, time for our community partners. First up, we got Heroes Media Group, Mr. Adam Bird and his staff at heroesmediagroup.com. They are phenomenal. Anytime we need anything, Adam's quick to it, man. If I have a problem with anything, Adam fixes it right away. Anything. So check out heroesmediagroup.com. Next up is Reese Across America Radio. HomeFront Sitrep is on Reese Across America Radio on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern on reacheacrossamerica.org/radio. So go check us out there as well. Next up is sameflagsameoath.com, which Gunny, where's
I'm slacking. It's underneath media assets.
Yep, right there. I got it. Rain it down. All right, so you can go to sameflagsameoath.com and order our shirt underneath the co-branded. It's right here. Now the logo's a little bit different on the sleeve there. It's got the newer HomeFront Sitrep logo, but you can go check it out there as well. So go check out sameflagsameoath.com. Let's see. Next up is EliteEngraving24.com, small veteran-owned company here in Campbellsburg, Kentucky, that Gunny is showing our hat, one of the styles of hat. So if Richardson makes the hat, you can actually get any
of the Richardson brands. Yeah.
And then you get the HomeFront Sitrep logo on there. Up next is Valor Coins and Pins. You want to talk about Valor, Gunny?
Yeah, Valor Coins and Pins, owned and operated by Brent and Brian Casey. They are the grandsons of the Congressional Medal of Honor recipient Hershey Woody Williams. A portion of the proceeds of the coins goes to the Woody Williams Foundation, which helps build Gold Star memorial monuments around the nation. They actually have one in Guam too, I think. But yeah, that's the front. The front of every monument's the same. If you want one in your town, you'll put together a committee. Somebody from the organization will help head that committee, and then you design the back of that coin, which would fit your community or your state, depending on where you're putting it. But yeah, great organization. Brent sells coins every now and again on the website, but most of the time it's just you give him your design of your pin, your medal, your coin, and they'll help you produce that piece of hardware.
And then check out rdcshoes.com. Darren Davis is a Marine Corps veteran / Leo that created this RDC shoe company with his family. They had the Patriot, the Glory, the Folds of Honor. They also have a golf shoe. They're coming out with a 250 America shoe. Yeah, America 250 shoe as well. So check out rdcshoes.com. They are comfortable as all get out.
I'll be wearing mine to the prominent house in DC on Friday.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, you might get to see Secretary of War there.
No, he'll be over at the 5-sided.
Oh yeah. Also check out homefrontsitrep.com. If you go there, you can see all the great nonprofits that we've had on, veteran singers, veteran authors, business owners. Plus, we have our merch site, which links to the hat and also our shirt. So go check out homefrontsitrep.com. Other than that, Gunny, it is that time of night, my friend.
Sure is. We will see everybody Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for a Tip of the Spear.
Yes, sir. Like we always say on HomeFront Sitrep, stay safe out there. We got your six.
You got your six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.